What's up, guys? So today we got another install to do on some aftermarket parts. Today we're going to be adding a winch. So y'all seen the last video where I got the bumper from DRT Motorsports. It's a winch bumper, but we needed a winch. So I text my good buddy Mark. He owns Butler ATV and Repair, and he got me a 6,000 pound winch. I was going to go with a 4,500, but he already had that one in stock, so I was like, well, let's go ahead and do the 6,000 then. So let's get to checking this thing out. Alright, so this winch from Super ATV is going to have pretty much everything you need to install it on your machine. Of course, I've got mine for the Rzr Pro Xp Sport, and we're going to be putting it on the DRT bumper, so it's going to go inside of there, so it'll be hidden. And two reasons I think that'd be pretty good is it'll hide it from the sun, and it'll probably keep the rope a little bit cleaner when mud's hitting it. You know, it won't be getting up in there too bad. But I think it's going to look really good on the DRT bumper. So I do have one thing that I'm waiting on that I wanted to order besides the winch, and it didn't come in yet, but it's the pulse bar plug for the Polaris. All that does is make it where you can plug it straight into this little pulse bar thing. It's got like, I want to say like maybe 9 connections, but it'll just make it where the winch is key on power, so it'll work with the key on. So I don't plan on ever winching nobody when my machine is off anyway, so that's the way I want to do it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to see when you open the box is going to be the mounting plate. I'm not totally sure if we're going to have to use this because the DRT bumper already came where you can hook a winch up to it, but we'll see. I'm not too sure on that. I'm going to pull the styrofoam out the way, and everything is wrapped up. Cool thing that I've never had was a wireless winch. So you can control it from the toggle switch, which they provide, but you can also control it with this controller that will link up to your, I really don't know what it links up to, but it links up to something, and it makes it wireless, so you can stand outside your vehicle and winch in or out with this little remote. So that's pretty sweet. And it also comes with your winch rope stop, I believe is what these are called. It's got the Super ATV logo on it, but this will just pretty much, you put it together, it comes with some bolts, and it'll stop your winch rope from sucking all the way in. So those are good to have. And it also comes with a tag line that you hook onto your winch with the Super ATV logo on it also, so that looks pretty sweet. And of course it's going to come with all your wiring you need. Here's the bag for the toggle switch. We'll pull that out and check out the toggle switch. So here's your toggle switch little kit. It's going to plug in somewhere, I think on the relay box that they send you. It's already pre-connected, so that's good. And it comes with a nice little switch, and it springs back. That's definitely what you want. And then I believe this is your relay box, which you'll hook all your wires up to. And it also has this, which will go right here. And on the DRT bumper they already got some nice stainless bolts, so those will look good with the black. It'll match up real nice, so I like that. It's nice aluminum, real light, probably super strong. And it also comes with your winch hook, so it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I'm ready to see it installed. Also ready to use it on somebody when they get stuck. Hopefully it won't be me. But they also come with all the connectors. They got a bunch of rubber boots to go over the wires, so that's real nice. And it also comes with bolts. I'm guessing these are going to be for your little rope stop, and the rest of these will be for the winch, I'm sure, to mount it. And then I'm going to have to shut the camera off and open this because I don't think I can pick up this with one hand. And here's the winch itself, the Super Atv 6,000. I almost said 60,000. That'd be ridiculous. It comes with this nice little chrome logo. I almost hate to hide it inside the bumper. But yeah, this is going to look good. It also comes with, I believe, 50 foot of winch rope. Everything looks really nice. So we're going to get to installing this thing. I'm not going to go over all the install. I'll show you know the bumper coming off and stuff. I'll probably put y'all on a time lapse. You can watch me put it on, but there's a lot of wiring and stuff, and if you want a full instruction video, you can go to superatv.com, and they have the video for almost everything they have to install. So it's really, they describe it really good and show you how to do each step. So I'm not going to take the time to do all that when it's already out there for y'all. And also, before I get to working, don't forget to subscribe. We got a lot more cool parts that's going to go on this thing very soon. They're sitting in the garage waiting on me to have time to put them on pretty much. So I think it's going to look sick. It's going to totally transform the Rzr, and it's going to put it to where I want it to be. I think it's going to be sweet, but I hope y'all follow along. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it. Alright, so I went ahead and took out the whole dash, which really wasn't that hard. Just a bunch of T40s and T20s, and I think 2 push pins. Basically everything just snaps out. But there's my pulse bar, and then you got your hot and your negative. You can get to this by coming up under the dash, but it would be super aggravating and hard, and this just opens up everything so you can get up in there a lot easier. But it is pretty easy to get the whole dash off. You got your tools that you need. It took me like maybe 10 minutes maybe, but it's not hard to get it all off. And having it off, and it's got to looking at it, and I was thinking, man, whichever color I go with, which I'm pretty sure I've already picked it out. I think I'm gonna go with a black and blue scheme. Might have to get these painted to match. That would probably look pretty good. These are like the trim stuff that covers up where you take out a bunch of the T40s. There's some more pieces up under there, but that will be pretty cool. But I'm gonna continue on installing this thing, and I don't think it's going to be too much of a job. I usually don't like putting in winches, but this makes it a lot more easier, and it's all open, so it'll take away a lot of time of having to shove wires and getting aggravated at it. So let's get to installing this thing. So on some further investigation on this bumper, where the fairlead would mount up, the Super ATV kit comes with these Allen head bolts that fit through there, but they don't fit the my mount that I have on there, and I can't use the Super ATV one because this mount serves as the it mounts the bumper to the machine, so I'll have to use this mount. But the problem that I'm having, no big deal, the bolt that came with my DRT bumper that mounts the bumper to the machine, this bolt is too big to go through this hole. So I've just decided what I'm going to do is drill that hole out just a little bit bigger to make it fit, because that one is obviously bigger than that one. And we'll continue on installing this. Alright, so on your ground and hot wire, I already did it to the ground, but you're going to be going from there to like right up in here, so it's not a long span, but they send you a lot of wire. So I know some people will just go in and connect one end and then one end and then have a pile of wire up under there, but Super ATV sends you the little metal ends. They send you some extra ones, and those are for cutting this wire down so you won't have all that excess wire. And they also send some trying to think what this stuff is called. It's like shrink tubing, I think, for wiring. Pretty much what you do is use a heat gun, and I'm sure it would work with like a hair dryer if that's all you have. But you'll just heat it up and it'll cover the wires up and kind of keep that moisture out. But that's a pretty cool little thing they did add to the kit. So basically what I like to do when I reconnect wire like this, cut it back, I'd say about 1 inch or so, or however long your little piece that's going to connect to your battery or wherever you're going to be connecting it to. I like to ram it in there and kind of give it a twist until it feels like it's kind of tight. We'll take our crimpers and we'll go one time on the edge, squeeze it pretty tight, go one time in the middle and squeeze it pretty tight, and it should hold on. And then you'll slide your heat shrink up over that and hit it with the heat gun. So let's go grab it real quick. You'll just turn your heat gun on. So you'll just pretty much go around the edges with it and make sure it all sucks in real good. And it'll help. Mainly the stuff is for is to help keep moisture out, and it helps to hold it on there a little better too. So, and it just looks better, and it keeps your wires from let's say like right there. I don't know if you can see that gap real good where indent's at, but some wire was showing, and if we didn't have the shrink wrap, that wire would just be showing, and if it ever touched anything, it could, no telling what could happen. So it's always good to have that stuff too. Alright, so I ran my yellow and blue wires down. As you can tell, you can't see the yellow and blue. I hate that when I run winch wire and it's yellow and blue and you can see it all up under the machine. So I added some wire wrap stuff. I ain't really sure what it's called, but you can find it in like AutoZone and any place that sells car stuff or wire stuff. But just wrapped it around, threw a few zip ties on it. Up top, I'm probably going to add some under there, even though you can't see it, but it just adds a little layer of protection so it doesn't rub against stuff, and it just looks better being all black. So all I got left is the toggle switch for the controls on the inside of the machine. So I'm going to get to wiring those, and the only thing I'll have left to wait on after that is the plug for the pulse bar, so I can have my key on power that wires it up. So on Polarises, most Polarises have these, Rzrs, Rangers, Generals, they all have these Polaris pulse bar plugs. You can add these to machines, but Polaris comes with them already in there, so that's real nice. But if you look right here, you just pop these plugs out and they clip in. It's already got a little seal on it, and you'll plug in another plug that you can buy from Polaris, Super Atv. You can find them on Amazon, but pretty much they'll have 3 wires coming out of them, and it'll tell you it's like a ground, a positive, and a remote wire. So we'll just be hooking up the remote wire to that, and then it'll be completed. But until then, I'm gonna keep all this stuff off. I think those are supposed to come in a few days, so we'll wrap this video up when they come in. And as right now, I'm gonna start putting in the toggle switch. So on your winch wire, your rocker switch, it's got like 4 wires plus 1 more coming out for your remote wire, and it's pretty long. So I may end up wrapping this one up and throwing a zip tie on it, but I also kind of want to cut it and shorten it up because that's a lot of wire to go like not even a foot. So I might cut this and redo it. Not sure yet. Gotta think about it for a second. But yeah, it wouldn't be too hard. We could just rewire it all up somewhere in the middle and connect all our wires and put some heat shrink around it. Probably gonna do that because I don't want all this excess wire. It's kind of aggravating because I plan on running a lot more stuff in there, and I don't want to have a huge bird nest in there full of wires. And it makes it easier if you have problems in the future, or say you want to unwire something. It's a lot easier to figure out what is what with your wires being a lot shorter and you don't have a lot of stuff, because I know I've worked on some people's machines before, and let's just say the wires were crazy, and I was like, man, what is all this going on? But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and shorten the length on it. It'll look a lot better. But before I do any cutting, I'm gonna put it on the machine and see how long I need it to be, and then we'll go from there and cut some access out. I'm gonna make sure I have all the extra little connectors needed. I'm pretty sure I do, but I'm gonna check first. So after looking for a minute, I luckily remembered that I bought this stuff. So I got a marine heat shrink tubing assortment and terminal connector assortment. I think I got these from Harbor Freight. Yeah, I got them from Harbor Freight. I remember getting them now. So they were like, I think this one was like $4.99 and this one was like maybe $4.99 too. It was under $10 for both of these, so it was a pretty good deal. I know some places, I've been to other stores and stuff, and they'll have the same box almost identical, and you're paying like 20 or 30 bucks for just this. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Harbor Freight came in clutch. Alright, so I'm coming from right there where the red and white wire is, and just coming to this plug that comes off of the relay. So I need about this much, and the rest, all of this, can be cut off, and we'll have to cut it and redo this plug in there. So yeah, that's a lot of extra wire for no reason. So yeah, I gotta cut it off. Alright, so we got it back together. Much better now. It's a lot shorter. Pretty much all I did was put the wires back together after I cut it out with some connectors, and then I wrapped each individual wire with a heat shrink, and then whenever the whole thing with a bigger piece of heat shrink to pull them all together. So it should be watertight, and it's a lot shorter now. Cut out a lot. So I'll keep that wire in case I ever need some. But we'll go ahead and wire this up and connect this all up, and we'll pretty much be done. Alright guys, so we got the winch on. So the next couple of days I had to wait a few days because of work, but got it all installed. It looks good. This DRT bumper that we have has a hole right there, so I'm thinking about either buying or making some kind of hook holder that can come over here and latch the hook, so the hook just won't be flopping around all crazy. But other than that, it turned out really good. Had to make a slight modification on the bumper. On the bottom two bolts that hold it on, I had to put a spacer in it so it would fit, so I could turn and unlock my winch, because it was hitting right there, but I got it real close now and it works good, so that's great. And of course got all the plastics back on, and got the toggle switch for the winch, and I got it keyed on. Turns on white, the color does, so that'll be good. So I have that one white, and then hopefully gonna try to keep the rest of them blue, so I always know which one is the winch. But yeah, everything looks real good, and the wireless remote is pretty sweet. So you hold down both these buttons to turn it on, and then you can control it wirelessly, so that's real nice. And to turn it off, you just hold both the buttons again and it turns it off. So never had one of these. I think they've been out for a while with the wireless remotes and stuff, but it's pretty neat. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I know it wasn't a installation video, but I like to keep y'all updated on what I'm doing with the Rzr build, and I can't wait for y'all to see what's coming next. I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. But and anyways, until next time, I'll see y'all later.